Hello, my name is Haidana, and I'm going to talk about financial goal for your campaign, also about the rule of 30%, campaign budget, and what is individual giving. So let's start with defining your campaign financial goal. Before that, it is good to remember when you can use crowdfunding. Think about whether your project idea is a good fit for crowdfunding. Crowdfunding works best for projects that are creative, innovative, or have a clear social impact. This can include emergency relief projects, natural disasters, humanitarian crises, or public health emergencies. Development projects such as building schools, health clinics, clean water facilities, or any other infrastructure improvements. You can use crowdfunding for environmental conservation initiatives, such as life protection, deforestation efforts, or for sustainable energy initiatives. Then, for education programs, such as scholarship programs, providing access to education, then you can use for healthcare programs, art, culture, and creative projects, but also for advocacy and awareness projects, such as pressing social, environmental, or political issues. And then you can use crowdfunding for services and products. You can create for creating digital applications. Important question. How much money do you want to raise? This question is not easy to answer. The amount of money you can raise via crowdfunding depends on several factors. First factor is capacity of your team. Think about, is your team big enough to handle what one campaign requires? Second factor is size of your inner circle, which means friends, family, colleagues. Think about, do you have support from your inner circle? Third factor, size of your community, mailing list, number of followers, social media. Think about how many contacts do you have in your mailing list? Do you have 100, 1,000, or 10,000 contacts? What about number of followers on social media? Fourth factor is number of partners. How many partners do you have? How strong is your relationship with existing partners? Are they willing to support you, and how? And the fifth factor is budget asset from the campaign. Do you have any budget for the preparation and implementation of your campaign? How much money do you want to invest in preparation and implementation? Do you want to have some experts joining your campaign, some videographer who will do your video? Do you want to have some communication person who will help you with communications, etc.? Be careful that your financial goal is not too high or too low. Let's talk about when campaign goal is too high. This can discourage donors because it can seem unrealistic. Donors are more likely to support campaigns that appear achievable. Crowdfunding campaigns often rely on early momentum to attract additional donors. If your funding goal is too high and progress is too slow, it can be challenging to maintain momentum. Once your campaign is live, it is hard to adjust your financial goal. So it is important to set a realistic goal to avoid having significant changes during the campaign. When your campaign goal is too low, you will not be able to cover all costs of your project activities, so also be aware of that. When you're defining your financial goal, please follow this logic. Do your math. Calculate the indirect and direct costs of implementing your project and campaigns activities. Have in mind to include platform fees, cost of production of rewards, perks, and shipping. This is only if you're going to include having rewards in your campaign. Very important to identify and start with a reachable financial goal, because you can always add an initial goal, which we call stretch goal. Stretch goal is additional financial goal beyond primary goal. Once the primary financial goal is achieved, stretch goals are introduced to gain further contribution and engage donors. Sit down with your team and start filling in the Excel table with contacts. This will help you to evaluate your community. This will help you to see the size of your community and their engagement. If you have a large and supporting network, you may be able to set a higher goal. We always advise to check similar campaigns to learn from them. So it is always good to learn from some example to see what went well or what went wrong. So when you are searching similar campaigns, check their funding goal, numbers of supporters, and timeline of the campaign. Okay, we are here to discuss about famous crowdfunding rule that is important to follow. The 30% rule suggests that you should secure at least 30% of the financial goal within the first days or weeks before campaigning launch. It serves as a validation of the project's appeal and feasibility. If there is interest and support for the campaign, and it can help you to build momentum and attract further contribution. For 30%, you should reach out to those you can easily reach, to family, friends, relatives, existing partners. When your funding goal is high, think about onboarding larger partners because they can support you financially. Again, use an Excel table to keep track who is going to be your first supporter and how close you are to this 30%. Okay, don't forget to communicate how much money you need and for what. You should communicate the amount of money that you want to raise through crowdfunding, through your video, text on the crowdfunding platform, and also on your social media. And consider to have some buffer for unexpected costs. Then, budget. Think about if you need some extra support for your campaign, graphic designer, videographer, maybe some person for social media or for communication, or think about what extra expenses you are going to have. Are you going to have for social media promotion? If you're going to have perks or rewards, you need to think about of cost of production, cost of shipping. Then when you're going to use some platforms, think about or the platform fees. It depends, each platform, they have their own fees. And also depends on the country. There is some tax regulation for donations and crowdfunding. Okay, now let's move to the individual giving. Individual giving is one part of your resource mobilization strategy. It is when individuals donate their money, time, and other resources for some project or the cause. But why individuals like to donate? There are several reasons. One of the reasons are compassion, feeling empathy for those who are less fortunate. The second reason is sense of purpose, contributing to the cause that is meaningful and has a strong impact. Also, people like to donate when they have a personal connection or experience, if they have any relationship with the organization or campaign team, or they have similar experience. People like to donate because they want to see some changes in the community, that their contribution will make change in community, and also what everybody likes to have, community belonging, being part of something good, something positive that's happening in their community. Individual giving strategy. First, you need to identify individuals who will support your campaign, and you can do it based on several factors. First factor is, and that you need to check is demographics based on age, gender, income level, location. Then you need to see what individuals likes, what are their interests, lifestyles, also which channels they are using. Some donors, they don't use anymore emails, some of them are using. Some donors are easy to reach by phone, by WhatsApp, or they like to have conversations through Facebook or Instagram. But some donors like to meet and discuss in person. Also, you can identify individual based on relationship. If that person is your family, your friend, friend of the friend, colleagues, also is very important to know relationship status. But factors which you also should have in mind is donation history. Is that person a new or experienced donors? Because if it is new, you need to be very patient with that person, explain the process, explain how he can support. But with experienced donors, maybe you don't need to go that in details because he or she is already aware how the process is going. Key step for creating a campaign for individuals. Once you know profile of your supporters, of the individuals, which we discussed now, based on their age, gender, location, donation history, you will, after that, you will analyze this data that you collected, and then you identify what they like, what they don't like, and then it will give you more insights how to approach them. So while you are doing all of this data collection and getting to know them in order to shape your campaign and approach to them. So it's very important that you personalize materials towards them in the way that you will create a storyline, you will create a social media post, you will have visuals, very tailor-made to the individuals that you want to achieve. Also, you will choose the right channels. You will use the right channels because it doesn't make sense that you send emails if they are not reading. Better to use WhatsApp if they are all the time on the WhatsApp or they're on Facebook. So, of course, you are choosing the right communication channels in order to get respond from your potential supporters. And then what is very important to receive feedback from your supporters in order to adjust or refine your campaign plan and materials. Because feedback is very important, it's our advice to get a feedback before starting campaign, because during the campaign it's very difficult to adjust something. So try to get feedback from your supporters so that you can always improve your strategy, approach, and then at the end, implementation plan. Also, some tips and tricks how to make individuals more active. As I mentioned before, ask for feedback, but also make them feel like they are co-creator of the campaign. They can even give a name for your campaign or a name for your perks so that they feel that they are part of the process of preparation. Let them know that you really value their opinion, that their opinion is important. You can always meet with them and present your campaign in person. You can have some family gatherings, coffee meets up, or networking events. Also, what is very important to have in mind that you need to communicate clearly to them how they can support you. So you need to explain them how they will support you. It can be financial support, promotional support. They can also support you by providing some expertise or some in-kind support, but be clear with that, be transparent, and also you need to guide them through the process of online payment, especially to those who are not experienced, and be patient with them, call them, have a meeting with them, 10 minutes explanation how to do online donations. Or you can even create a step-by-step video and post that on social media with a clear instruction how to make donations. And what is at the end very important, that you follow up with individuals by sharing campaign implementation updates to always give them more insights in your campaign implementation and at the end project implementation. So good luck and thank you.